Esta no se tiene que acabar cuando bajas del carro. Llévate tu fiesta radio siempre contigo. Y disfruta de nuestros shows de radio en vivo y la programación musical más variada.
Bienvenido de regreso, mi gente linda, aquí al show de la mañana, solo aquí en tu fiesta radio, celebrando nuestra música. Y ahora usted sabe, le vamos a dar una vueltecita en inglés y en español. We're gonna be switching back and forth from English and Spanish because we have the opportunity and the privilege as every Thursday to have with us our Gainesville Police Department. Yes.
Welcome.
And representing today, we have our dear friend. This is your house already, right?
I feel very comfortable, yes.
Officer Rodonis, Amanda Rodonis, that she's in charge of the recruitment department.
Yes.
I understand. And you guys are looking for people that they want to become police officers here in Gainesville, right?
That's correct, yes.
Awesome. Okay, so now if you have any questions, please leave your comment below. Share this video. We're live on Facebook and YouTube as well as on our station. So make sure that you share this information. Comparte esta información con tu gente para que la esté buscando, la encuentre. All right, so let's begin with saying what is required to apply to become a police officer.
So the minimum requirements, you have to be at least 21 years of age or older. You have to have a valid Florida driver's license, be a U.S. citizen. And then as far as education goes, we like for you to have an AA or at least 60 college credits. But if you don't have that, you can have a high school diploma or an equivalent, so GED. But you have to meet one of the three criteria. So you either have 3 years prior law enforcement or corrections, 3 years active full military or full active military, or 5 years post-high school customer service. Okay. So if you have any one of those three with the high school diploma or GED, then you'll meet the minimum qualifications. Okay.
And in case someone is interested, let's say someone really want to become a police officer, but they don't have those qualifications, I don't know, are they able to maybe create or have a diploma and then later apply? What is the system? How is this working?
How does that work? Okay, so I mean, yes, they would have to technically wait until they meet, either they go to college and they get their degree, or they at least get the 5 years customer service under their belts. However, we do have a cadet program, and the cadet program, you typically, they usually start off in high school, so 17 years in the senior year of high school, and we pretty much pay for them to go to college with the hopes that they want to become a police officer. If you are already attending Santa Fe, so if you're already enrolled in Santa Fe Community College, then you can apply to be a cadet as well. And then we would pay for you to go to school.
Oh, wow. So you guys will pay for them to go to school?
Yep, to get their AA so that they can meet that minimum requirement, so that once they're done getting their AA degree, the thought is that they will then go into the police academy. So we would pay for them their schooling so that they can transition into becoming a police officer.
Awesome. So vamos a traducir. I'm going to translate a little bit here.
Okay, of course.
Voy a traducir así que ustedes pueden saber de que en caso de que usted no tenga los criterios que se necesitan, o sea, no las calificaciones, usted no califique, pues el Gainesville Police Department te ayuda a que vayas a la universidad y ellos pagan para que vayas a la universidad, usted obtenga su diploma, todos los papeles los tenga pues correctamente, y entonces puede aplicar a Gainesville Police Department. Ahora mismo tenemos ese número que es el 352-393-7533. We have that number at the very bottom. If you are watching Tu Fiesta Radio on Facebook, also on YouTube, there is a 352-393-7533. You can call that number and apply immediately, or at least ask for information how to apply. Is that correct?
That's correct. They would have to go onto the city website, but I could always give them that information when they call. And the City of Gainesville website is going to be gainesvillefl.gov. And that's where they would go to see the postings for the police officer.
Okay, so they have to go anyways to the website.
They have to go to the website regardless, because they're going to have to fill out, just background information and previous employment and where they've lived.
Perfect.
And things like that.
Ok, entonces sabe que tiene que ir a través de la website de la ciudad, que, entiendo que es www. Gainesville.
No, www.gainesvillefl.gov.
Ok, so www.gainesvillefl.org. Es ahí donde tiene que ir a aplicar, aunque llame a este número. Debe de ir a la website, que es la website de la ciudad. So, I want to ask you, what are the most misunderstanding about becoming a police officer? Sometimes people have a perception that is not the correct perception, right? About becoming a police officer. Algunas veces pensamos que convertirnos en un oficial de la policía es una cosa, otras veces es otra. Can you talk to me a little bit about that?
So I would say, I think that just having a certain authority can put off this impression that we want power and control over the people, but that's not how we police in the city of Gainesville. We want to work with the people. We work for the people, actually.
Yeah.
So it's important for people to know that. Yes, we need to be respected because, there's the job that we do is very serious and we need to be respected in this position. However, in order to get respect, we have to respect others as well. So it's just about a matter of how we carry ourselves. I think sometimes people have had bad experiences with some law enforcement officers elsewhere or in the past, and but just I think that you need to give the next officer, the benefit of the doubt because we're not all, we're not bad.
Exactly.
We're there to help people.
Exactly. Y bueno, estamos hablando un poquitico acerca de los mitos y los malos entendidos y la percepción que las personas tienen cuando aplican, ¿verdad, bandida? Ser un police officer. No sé qué piensas tú, pero muchas veces lo que está diciendo la oficial Amanda es que las personas piensan que aplicar para ser un policía, un oficial de la policía, significa que quieres tener poder, que quieres pues tener la fuerza de la ley y la gente abusa de eso.
Así es. Y yo tengo una pregunta. ¿Y si la persona está interesada en entrar a la policía, pero sabemos que hay muchas ramas de la policía, muchas ramas de ubicación, también los ayudan a ubicarlo en el lugar correcto para él?
Pero en el lugar correcto...
Por ejemplo, que puede ser uno de tránsito, un policía que esté en otro tipo, diferentes trabajos en la policía.
Exacto. So, la bandida is asking if you guys also help, let's say someone wants to apply to become a police officer, but not actually be carrying a gun and stuff like that. If they want to be part of the transit, department, they want to have a different position within the department. Do you guys also do that?
So yes, we have different positions in the department that don't require, you don't have arresting powers. So you don't have to carry a firearm. So some of those positions are field service technicians. So they assist the police officers with traffic crashes and taking theft reports. Mm-hmm. But they don't really have suspect contact. But they are very helpful to the police department in what we do. And then there's records. They can work for records or forensics where they don't have to carry a weapon.
Sí.
Qué interesante.
Yeah, super. Sí. We have a comment here on our Facebook Live. Say, Yami Kozer, as a retired LEO, I can't agree more with her. So she's, yeah. Okay. Thank you, Yami. Gracias, Yami, por estar aquí. Yami is one of our family here, loyal audience. Pues sí, déjanos tu comentario si has tenido alguna experiencia, ya sea negativa, ya sea positiva, ya sea una experiencia acerca de los mitos y los malentendidos con la percepción, ¿verdad? Con la cual las personas aplican a ser un police officer. My opinion is if you are applying to become a police officer with, I will say, the will to serve, right, and do good for the community, that's a different thing than with that pretending that you have this power in people that, sometimes they're abuse of that power. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, something is not going to end really good, for that person. So talking about that, let's talk about the core values. Let's talk about the core values to become a police officer so people understand how they need to present themselves, right? And project towards becoming a police officer, which is a very important, I would say, position within our community because I understand we're in need of police officers. So let's talk about core values.
We are. So, you want to definitely be community oriented, have the people in mind, have integrity. So do the right thing regardless if somebody is watching or not. That's very, very important. To be courageous, because this job requires you to go into situations that are very dangerous, and you need to understand that. Being able to multitask, being able to take reports, answer calls, being able to be there for your fellow officers. So, having a good work ethic is very important as well.
Sí, pues prácticamente estamos hablando de los valores que se necesitan para ser un police officer, para si usted quiere aplicar para convertirse en un oficial de la policía, sobre todo el departamento de aquí de nuestro querido Gainesville, en norte de la Florida. Estamos hablando de los valores que usted necesita, que son muy importantes, los cuales tener ética profesional, ser honesto, tener ánimos de servir a tu comunidad, tener integridad, integrity.
Yes,
I remember I had a wonderful conversation with Chief Jones like few years ago. He was talking about the 3 C's. Can you remind me what that's about?
So that's consistency, constitutional policing, and compassion.
So, estábamos hablando yo tuve con el antiguo jefe de la policía, Chief Jones, que es una persona espectacular, increíble. Tuvimos una conversación hace ya unos buenos 3 años y él hablaba de las 3 C. Es constitutional policing, que es como tener practicar lo que es la policía constitucional, respetando los derechos del ciudadano. Compassion, tener compasión por tu ciudadano, tener esa compasión por las personas, ser humano. And there is another one that I'm missing. Consistency, tener consistencia en esas cosas. Eso, that's awesome.
Elio, ¿y qué tiempo toma esa preparación, ese entrenamiento cuando tú decides ser un oficial?
Yeah, how long does it take for you to actually become a police officer? How long is the training, the academy, all of that?
From start to finish, it could take about a year.
A year?
Yeah, from like going to the police academy for 6 months and then going through the mini academy and then the field training process. For you to become like a solo officer by yourself in a vehicle, it could take upwards to a year.
Oh, ok.
Por un año.
Sí, exacto. Eso tarda un año para las personas que se pueden estar preguntando si usted quiere aplicar a cómo a ser un oficial de la policía. Tarda un año y ya para usted estar patrullando solo en el carro es lo que la oficial Amanda está explicando, por lo menos 2 años. So that means that you can be a rookie in 1 year, and after that you have another year with a supervisor in the car, something like that.
No. So you'll go through the police academy for 6 months, and then after that you go to the mini academy. So it's kind of like learning our policies and procedures for about 5 weeks, and then for 14 weeks you ride along with another officer. And then after you show that you are proficient and you can do the job by yourself, then you're released off of field training, and then you're on probation for about a year.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
But you're riding by yourself at that point.
Okay, so it's gonna take probably a year and a half for you to actually ride by yourself.
Well, no. So riding by yourself would be after the field training program.
Okay.
So, and that's, like I said, about 14 weeks. But so yeah, and then you'll be on probation for about a year, but you're riding by yourself at that point. So.
Okay, pues estás en probación, conduciendo ya, o sea, patrullando ya, pues tu ciudad, tú solo. Pero aún estás en probatoria, o sea, te tienen ahí, estás entrenamiento, estás demostrando que puedes, que estás ya preparado para esa posición. Ok, so, ¿alguna pregunta que tengan al respecto, algún comentario? Por favor, pueden o llamarnos al 833-752-1925 o simplemente nos pueden dejar su comentario ahí en nuestra transmisión en vivo en Facebook, en YouTube, o simplemente pueden también enviarnos textos al número de la emisora. I'm basically saying that they can even call in or text. I know you speak Spanish too a little, right?
I understand more than I speak.
You understand Spanish, ¿ah? Un poquito. Déjame ask you, do you know that it's International Chocolate Day?
Well, I'm very happy about that. And I think we should all celebrate with some chocolate.
You like chocolate?
Yes,
You like it?
I love all candy, but yes, I'm a
Chocolate?
fan.
Perfect. I love it. That is awesome. So anything else, any other information that you would love to share with our community regarding our, recruitment?
Yes. So I think this is important just so we can highlight some of the benefits for working with our police department. So if you're non-certified, we do pay for...
Yeah, let's make sure they hear that well.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
So if you're non-certified, we do pay for police academy sponsorship. So we pay for you to go to the academy. We are offering an attractive pay right now. We have competitive pay, paid holidays, vacation hours, sick time. We have health insurance, and then we also have a take-home car policy. So you can take home the police vehicle up to 35 miles from the station. So that's something that our contract has just included. So that really helps for people that don't live in Gainesville.
Wait a minute. I think I am going to apply after the show.
And even better, if you apply right now, we are offering a hiring bonus. So from $8,000 to $11,000, just depending if you have experience or not. So you don't get the $8,000 in one lump sum, but it's broken up after you complete certain milestones, like the field training program, like I talked about.
Pero empiezan a cobrar desde que está en el entrenamiento.
Yeah, so she's asking you already get paid while you're training?
So you will get paid hourly while you're training, yes.
Oh.
And then this is additional money. This is an extra bonus.
Esto me encantaría traducirlo porque esto es importante. Ya veo. She's happy.
Well, money speaks, you know. So, yeah.
Esto es importante. Están dando un bono de contratación desde $8,000 hasta $11,000, dependiendo, me imagino. I understand that it really depends. I am translated from 8,000 up to 11,000,
yeah,
right?
so depending if you come in non-certified or if you come in with experience. So that changes the amount that you will receive.
Basado en tu experiencia.
We are asking, though, for 3-year minimum commitment to the agency.
Yes.
You know, because we're investing in you. We want you to invest in us.
Yes.
And we hope to keep you longer than that. But
Awesome. Sí, que por lo menos lo único que se requiere es que tengas un contrato con la agencia, el departamento de policía, por lo menos de 3 años, porque ellos están invirtiendo en usted y también de la misma manera quiere que usted invierta en la academia y sea leal a ellos. Ahora, atención, esos $8,000 o $11,000, si usted entra con certificado ya, ya sea si usted fue militar o usted tiene algún tipo de experiencia, ¿verdad? De law enforcement o security, etcétera, usted puede calificar para hasta los $11,000. Pero, aunque no tenga un certificado, entra desde cero, sin ningún tipo de experiencia, también califica para los $8,000. No se lo dan como dicen ustedes, de un cantazo, se lo dan poco a poco, pero eso es increíble. O sea, a medida que vas completando, te van fragmentando ese pago, ese salario, que es un bono, es $8,000 extra, además de lo que te van a pagar por hora. Qué increíble. Está muy bueno. Le damos saludito por acá a la patrona saying hello from Dominican Republic. Thank you very much. Well, I think she lives here, but she's always like proud. Yeah, Dominican Republic. Yeah, abrazos. Thank you very much for tuning in. Muchas gracias por la sintonía. That is awesome. That is gold information.
Ok, sabemos que tienen que tener 21 años o más para poder cualificar, pero ¿hasta qué edad es la mínimo para hacerlo, para entrar a la Academia de la Policía?
¿Quieres ahora aplicar para la... So she's asking, how old can you get? What is the limit of all that you can be to apply?
So we do not cap it. We do not, we don't say it's up till 55 or, if you're in good physical shape and you have a sound mind, then you can apply.
Esto se puso bueno, interesante.
Ay, madre mía, o sea que no hay un límite de edad, para aplicar. Esto es peligro. Imagínate la bandida de policía. I can't imagine la bandida becoming a police officer. But I want to seriously ask you this. I have a friend of mine that he's down there in Florida, in South Florida, and he also works for communication. He does something with the TV stations, and he's not a police officer, but he's part of the reserve. People can do that actually here as well?
Yeah, so we have auxiliary where, you would come in and you have to do a certain amount of hours every month just to keep your certification. So yeah, we do have auxiliary officers.
Okay, yeah, because he was talking about that on an interview, and I was like, wow, really? It's kind of like you are, I don't know, is that actually a police officer?
It is. They have the powers that we would have, like the arresting powers and the authority. It's just that they're not going to be full-time employees. So they come in for a certain amount of hours.
So it's like a reserve or something like that.
Yes,
right?
Yes. So it's just, again, for them to keep up their certification usually is when they want to just make sure they're still acting as an officer. They want to have that experience, but they don't want to do it full-time. They don't want to do it as their full-time career. So they will come in and they'll do like 20 hours, a month.
Wow, very, very interesting. Bueno, ya usted sabe, yo le voy a traducir ahora esta pregunta que está bien interesante en caso de que usted también tenga otro trabajo y esté interesado en hacerlo, porque eso no lo hablamos mucho, pero es muy importante compartirlo. La patrona nos dice, vivo en la Florida, pero estoy de vacaciones en mi país. Oh,
qué bueno.
She's saying that she's watching us she lives in Florida, but she's watching us from Dominican Republic, actually. So, awesome. I bet it's beautiful over there in Dominican Republic. Ok, esto era lo que yo estaba diciendo. Si usted tiene un trabajo X o cualquier otro trabajo y usted también está interesado en convertirse en un oficial de policía, hay un término que se llama como si fueras de reserva, pero eres un oficial de policía, tienes el mismo poder que un oficial de policía, haces lo mismo, solo que trabajas menos horas. Es lo que la oficial Radonis nos está compartiendo esta mañana, porque muchas personas han pensado en eso, pero ya tienen otro
como
trabajo.
Un part-time.
Exactamente. It's like a part-time job. I am translating my question.
Yeah. So I don't believe we're paying. I believe that's volunteer based, the auxiliary.
Okay.
So they're coming in on their own time and they're donating their own time. But again, it helps them keep their certifications up with the Florida Department of Law Enforcement.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it's hard when you go through all that schooling, right? 6 months of schooling. You don't want to lose your certification if you don't have to, because maybe they decide they want to go back into law enforcement again and do another 10 years. Then they don't have to go back to the police academy again. So it kind of keeps them current, up to date.
Ok, so básicamente esto se le llama pues un oficial auxiliar que viene en su propio tiempo, o sea, eres a tiempo parcial, pero no te pagan porque vienes a tu propio tiempo. Entonces, como no estás a tiempo completo, pues realmente eso para lo que te ayuda es para usted continúe teniendo la certificación, que es lo importante, porque como tienes que pasar, escuchen esto, tienes que pasar aún así como auxiliar la academia de policía, pues no la vas a querer perder, es lo que nos está explicando la oficial Rodoni. No vas a querer perder la posibilidad esa de quizás en un futuro regresar a law enforcement. So I am translating all of this. Awesome.
Como un voluntario.
Exacto, es como un voluntario. So it's a volunteer.
Yes, when you're in that status, auxiliary or reserve, that's typically what it is.
Awesome.
At least in our department.
Yeah, no, and I understand that down there in Miami, that's how it works too. Again, I heard my friend talking about that, and I didn't have any clue that was even possible, because like, how can you, work as well as a police officer and reserve and do everything that you do? Very interesting. So anything that we're missing regarding recruitment, anything that we should share?
Well, we have hiring processes going on every other month. So up until the end of the year, we have August that we're testing, October and December. And so right now we have a vacancy open for the August process. Up until July 17th, you can get your application in. So by going to the website.
Awesome. So August, what is the day again?
August 15th through the 17th.
Agosto 15 hasta el 17. Tienen tienes ese tiempo para que puedas aplicar. And after that?
Well, so they would apply up until July 17th, but the hiring process begins August 15th through the 17th. After that, then they would have to do the physical agilities course that day, the writing sample, and then the oral board.
Ok, so básicamente puedes aplicar durante todo el mes de julio, pero el proceso de contratación es el que es desde el 15 de agosto hasta el 17 de agosto. Luego de eso, pues tienes que tomar otros exámenes, entre ellos un examen de escritura, un examen de pues todas tus, la manera de hablar y todo eso. Y hay otros exámenes también que tienes que tomar luego de que te hacen el proceso de contratación. Very interesting, very interesting. Again, do you have any other questions about how to apply, where, when, the deadlines, cuando se acaba el tiempo? Usted puede llamar al 352-393-7533, 352-393-7533. We have the number right now on the screen, and this video is gonna stay on our Facebook page, and you'll be able to see on our YouTube as well. You'll be able to read the number, and you have it right there. So we want to thank you, Officer Rodonis, for always, coming. We have Gainesville Police Department here every Thursday. Every Thursday, we are talking about different topics that are related to our community and our Gainesville Police Department. So let's give a round of applause. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Of course. Nosotros nos vamos a un break. We're going to go to our next musical break and commercial break. And hey, stay with us because this is the morning show. Este es el show de la mañana.